necessity is the mother of all invention, as they say. Where does this sort of eureka moment happen for you guys? Was this happening prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, or did it just get ramped up? Give us a little background.
So the eureka moment came a few years ago for us in the air filtration space by building a whole new mechanism of filtration by nanoengineering charged molecules within the fiber strands, which is really unprecedented, to create a very powerful electrostatic force to attract these particles like a magnet to the face mask, while also creating a lot of porosity and breathability for the user. In fact, unleashing or cracking the code between particle capture efficiency and breathability. So when the pandemic came, we thought, what better way to be of service to the global population, not only the medical community, the doctors that are working tirelessly around the clock to save lives, and first responders, but also the general public. Until we have a vaccine or effective therapeutics, diagnostic tests, patient tracking, and really good masks and social distancing, of course, are going to provide us the best way to keep our economy going.
What do you feel, in an otherwise obviously tragic time in our lives, are the areas that we can focus on around this type of innovation and about things that could come out on the other side as a global collective that might inspire you going forward?
Well, I think that at a time like this, people have to pay attention to what's really important. Suddenly we're faced with issues of life and death, issues of who has to serve, who gets to be protected, how we protect those who protect us. Those issues become really important. And as a creative person, I've spent most of my time documenting great work that's being done by people, or drawing attention to issues that need more help, or voices that need to be heard. But when this coronavirus epidemic happened, I realized that we can't just sit back and wait for someone else to solve the problems. We have to step up and find solutions, because we can see our governments are failing us in terms of being able to be ahead of the demand in this area, because no one knew that it was going to happen. And so we all have to do our part. And there's so much that each of us can do, whether we're artists or entrepreneurs or business people, to support these kinds of initiatives. And in particular, creating these masks in New York, it's really exciting, because not only are we saving a lot of lives, we're bringing industry back.
So as a native New Yorker, as Indrani pointed out, her being somewhat loyal as a New Yorker to fellow New Yorkers, and watching New York suffer so much as the epicenter of this pandemic, it pains me from a distance to see my fellow New Yorkers suffer and the economy suffer. I mean, the city has already been through 9/11, damaged the economy. I think Andrew Cuomo is doing a great job. I listen to his press coverage quite often. And so his office and the Empire State Development Agency has signed an agreement with Bodie to help us underwrite the retooling of our multi-million-dollar pilot plant in Ithaca, New York, aside Cornell University, where we spun out the technology a number of years ago, to retool our facility to make at least 20 million of these initially N95 masks, while soon converting to N99 and N100 masks, and continue to increase the breathability. So launching a highly differentiated product.